Hi guys, welcome to another informative episode on White Davy Gardening and Worm Farm. In today's video, I am going to be doing part 4 of a series that I have been doing with unwhite gluten-free recipes and mini garden. So in part 1, I showed how you can use eggshell as a cheaper option to buy in seed starting trays. And Unwhite did part 2 and part 3 of the series where she showed herself starting seeds in the eggshells, and she showed how to process the eggshell in order to use it in your garden. And several other points were made in those videos, so you might want to check them out. Leave a link in the description below of those 3 previous videos. So in my video today, I am going to be telling you the benefits of eggshell and the uses of eggshell in the garden. Now, eggshells contain calcium carbonate, and all plants require some amount of calcium, but there are some plants that require more calcium than others. So here's a list of plants that require a good amount of calcium. So that would include things like tomatoes, peppers, citrus, cherries, peanuts, potatoes, tobaccos, apples, pears, peach, melon, lettuce, broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, Brussels sprout, legumes, cucumbers, carrots, celery, conifers, grapes, and cottons. These require a higher amount of calcium than a lot of other plants. So, what are some of the uses of eggshell in the garden? The uses of eggshell in your garden is 1, the crushed eggshell. You don't want to put the whole eggshell or the broken eggshell in your garden. You want to crush it as fine as you can get it. So some of the uses of the eggshell in the garden is that it helps to repel pests such as snails and slugs. Now, some say that this is a myth and it doesn't really work. There has been research done on it that says that it does work to repel snails and slugs because they don't like the feel of it when they crawl over it. And I know that Unwhite does use it in her garden for this purpose, and it seems to work well. It also repels deer, interestingly, because deers do not like the smell of eggshells. It can be used as a mulch if you have it in large quantity, and the look of it, especially if you have it mixed, the brown ones and the white ones mixed together, they can be aesthetically pleasing to the eyes if you use them as a mulch in your garden. But then you'd have to be able to source a lot of it to use it as a mulch. Now, have you ever used this as a mulch or as a repellent for pests? And when you're using it for pests, does it work for you? Leave your comment in the section below. Crushed eggshell adds calcium to your soil, and as I mentioned before, a lot of plants depend on that calcium. And for the fruits like your tomatoes and peppers and stuff like that, you can have bottom end rot if you do not have enough calcium in your soil. Of course, for your plants to be able to benefit from the calcium that the eggshell provides, you need to make sure that your soil is moist. If you're going to be using eggshell in your garden, while you can put it in your garden at any point in time, the best time to put eggshell in your garden is after you have harvested your material from the garden. So if there's a period when your soil is going to be sitting there not being used, so say for example in the fall after you've harvested everything, add your eggshell to the garden then. And the reason you want to add it at that point in time is because even in its crushed state, eggshell can take several months to break down. And so you want to get that calcium into the soil long before you are ready to start planting. So putting it into your soil early works very well. Another benefit of crushed eggshell is that it reduces the acidity in your soil. You can add calcium or the crushed eggshell to your potting mix when you are going to start your seedlings as well, so that right off the bat, those things that loves calcium, like your lettuces and cucumbers, will have the calcium readily available. Crushed eggshell can be used in your worm bins for two reasons. Well, three. One, it acts as food for the worms, and because your worms do not have teeth, they have gizzard, and so they're not able to chew the food. So by adding eggshell to your worm bin, then it will help your worms to process food faster. It will also reduce the level of acidity in your worm bin. So those are the three benefits of eggshells in your worm bin. So did you find this video informative? Would you like to see more videos like these? Why not take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. If you're new, you can leave a comment in the section below, and turn on your notification for more updates like these. Thank you so much for watching, and have yourself a wonderful day. Yeah man, it's time to grow.